Hello, welcome to Firearms of America, and today we have Skechers work boot review, and this is Skechers Tarlac. Here we go. Is it Tarlac? Is it just a Tarlac? It's Burgin Tarlac. Alright, let's get into it. So, if you don't have time to watch the whole review, that's fine, I understand. Let me tell you, I do like these boots overall. To me, they do run a little bit small, just a little bit, half a size. Usually I get all my boots in size 10, and my shoe size is 9.5, so I get myself a little bit of a half extra size. Just a good recommendation that I got from one of my hiking friends. But with these ones, they were actually fitting me just like my 9.5 shoes, so I didn't have that extra space. That's why I think they run a little bit small, a little bit. So I would recommend getting half a size bigger than your boot size that you get it in. Anyway, other than that, the boots are fairly comfortable. You know, keep in mind they are steel toe, so they are definitely on the heavier side, and we're gonna talk about it later in the review. But other than that, everything is great. The price is only 50 bucks, actually below, it's $49.95, so great price for what you're getting. Anyway, if you do have time to watch the whole review, let's get into it. As some of you already know, this review is specifically for the Ultimate Survival Boots section that I have here on this channel. So it's not just, you know, oh, good boots looking nice. No, this is actually a practical review. If this was the last pair of boots that you put on, and you had to run out of your house, and you had to walk for miles till you get to safety, would this be a good boot for you to survive in? How do we do the testing? How do we do the judging? Is by 8 different criteria. Criteria number 1 is the comfort level, probably one of the most important. And to test the comfort level, what I do is I do a 3-mile run without stopping, and then a 5-mile walk, again without stopping, without taking off the boots. The total wear time is about 7 to 8 hours. Okay, so first things first. Obviously, it's very hard to run in these boots because of the weight, and let's get it out of the way. Obviously, it's a steel toe. Let's take a look. So this is actually a size 10. So size 10 is, yeah, 30, almost 30.5 ounce. Yeah, this is pretty heavy. To give you kind of an idea, usually, you know, your normal hiking boots, 30 ounce is for for both of them, for a pair. And this is just one boot is 30 ounce. So they're definitely on the heavier side, but you know, you're getting all that protection that we're gonna talk about later. Another thing why it's pretty hard to run in these boots besides the weight is the toughness of the bottom sole. Yes, it is not very flexible, and whenever it comes to running, you know, you need a flexible bottom sole to run properly without putting too much stress on your ankles and on your knees. It is pretty hard to do that in this boot. But on the plus side, the inner sole is actually really nice. Skechers, they implemented their popular, very jelly inner sole, which, let's see if I can take it out and show you. It is a memory foam inner sole. It looks fairly simple, but because of the memory foam, it actually does add a lot to the comfort level. So, you know, you are running and you're running improperly, you're taking the impact, but thanks to this memory foam, it takes a lot of that impact away. So, pretty good. Now, whenever it comes to walking, obviously, yes, you do get tired and everything, but they are fairly comfortable. However, there is one negative aspect that I wanted to mention here whenever it comes to walking and just being in these boots. It's the toe box. I am not a big fan of the toe box because Skechers, they did not implement any cushioning on the top. It's just literally, you feel that metal, you feel that steel that they used with your toes, you know. So I think with these boots it's very important to get at least half a size bigger so that you are not banging your toes on the front of this toe box, because if you do, you're gonna hurt yourself pretty quickly, because like I said, how hard it is here on this side is the same. It's the same hard on the other side. I really wish that Skechers implemented some kind of cushioning, maybe even memory foam from the inside on the top of the toe box to give you some of that protection from that steel. Overall, like I said, if you get it in the right size, you will find them comfortable, but keep that in mind. I also, besides getting them in the right size and half a size bigger, I would also recommend, highly recommend, getting a good pair of socks that are thick to kind of give you that cushioning from the top of the toe box. Okay, so let's get into the criterion number 2, proofing and protection. Okay, of course, this is where these boots do shine, because they feature plenty of protection. First of all, puncture resistant, as you probably already noticed. This leather is very tough, and yes, you can definitely feel how it can protect you from any kind of penetration if a sharp object flies into or something like that. And of course, you do have a steel toe which goes all the way up to here. Again, really nice. You have a very thick, very tough outsole, which gives you some good protection. You have reinforced heel here in the back. Of course, your ankles, while not too protected, still with this nice leather and a little bit of padding here, you do have some ankle protection as well. Of course, they're also oil resistant, slip resistant, and even electrical hazard resistant. Alright, so a bunch of fancy features, of course. With all that weight comes a lot of protection, so I guess it's a personal preference. Do you want more protection, or do you want more mobility and freedom, lightness? So, let's move on to the criterion number 3, the quality and the design features. Now, Skechers, they're a pretty good company. Ever since they figured out their problem with their... if you remember, they had a huge problem with those sneakers that they were doing, that they promised that they were shaping your legs, which they didn't. Ever since then, I think they stopped with those unreasonable claims, and they started concentrating on the quality of the shoes, because the quality does definitely feel great. And you can check the link in the description below that I attached for Amazon. You will find more than 600 reviews, more than 4 stars, so it's pretty good. People do like them. Now, the design features, there's really not much that you have not seen already here. I did want to mention the lacing system. I do like it. They did implement the metal rings throughout for the lacing system, so it's very simple to tighten them, and I do like it. I think it's an important factor to have in your survival situations, because you want to put on your boots quickly, obviously. Okay, so let's talk about the criterion number 4, the outsole traction and stability. Now, like I already mentioned, they're oil resistant, slip resistant, and I did test them on the flat surface, the tile and the marble, and they definitely do perform great on that. As you can see, there is enough flatness for them to perform well on flat surfaces. But I wanted to mention, they do feature some aggression as well, and I do like it a lot, because that gives you a whole lot of other various surfaces that they perform good. I tested them on the newer tarmac, asphalt, wet grass, dry grass, wet sand, dry sand, rocky road, trail surface, and they do perform well on all of these surfaces, because there is a good balance between the aggression and the flatness. Now, I wasn't able to test them on the ice and snow, unfortunately, because I do live in Florida. So if you do have experience with these boots in the ice and snow, let me know in the comments below. But I personally, with my experience hiking and going through different terrains and with different outsoles, I feel like this outsole will perform pretty good in the snow and in the ice, because there is enough aggression to hold you, to give you that stability on those surfaces. So overall, I am happy with that outsole. I wish it was a little bit more flexible to give you more comfort, but the design of it is pretty good, because in my experience with a lot of work boots, you do get that nice flatness that covers you on tile, marble, on the flat surfaces, like oily surfaces, greasy surfaces. But aggression, it's very hard to find a good versatile work boot whenever it comes to aggression and flatness. This is it. This is pretty good. And as you can see, there are even ridges here on the side, which will help you if you're climbing something, climbing a rope, climbing a tree, whatever. Although this is pretty heavy to climb a tree with. Keep that in mind. Okay, criterion number 5, the temperature. Like I said, I was testing them in Florida, so it was really hot outside, about 95 degrees. And I did not overheat. Yes, definitely did not overheat. So this is, even though it is a leather and so it's still breathable. There's also the, if you noticed, the air-cooled inner sole, which kind of gives you that breathability as well, and it definitely helps. So your feet are not sweating. I did like that aspect of this boot. Again, I wasn't able to test them in the cold. If you have experience in the cold, let me know. But I feel like they will be fine in the colder climates, especially if you implement some insulated socks, you will be just fine. Criterion number 6, really quickly, the sizing. I already talked about that. They do run a little bit small. In my experience, I would get a half a size bigger on top of the half a size bigger that you're already getting for your boot. So total, the whole size bigger. Now, criterion number 7, the balance of application, probably one of the most important ones. Basically, if this really was your last boot for your survival, you put it on, or you've been working in them and something bad happened and now you have to leave your workplace, you have to run, you have to walk, you have to fight, climb, do all of these things to survive. Would this be a good boot? I think it is a pretty decent option. Now, comfort-wise, really, I cannot complain about the extra weight, you know, because you are getting a lot with that extra weight. You are getting a lot of protection that is worth that extra weight. The only thing that I'm really not happy with whenever it comes to the comfort level of this boot is that inner top of the toe box. I wish it was more cushioned because, like I said, if your foot wobbles around, or you keep hitting the toe box, or you're going down the hill, and it's just gonna be nightmare. You're gonna get hurt pretty quickly with that, because there's really nothing between that steel and practically nothing between that steel and your toe. But other than that, like I said, it's all a matter of personal preference. Do you want more protection, or do you want more lightness? Do you want to be faster? You know, it really comes down to a matter of personal preference. So, the last criterion here is criterion number 8, the price. Like I said, the price is pretty amazing, and that's what Skechers do most of the times. Their prices are very good. These are below $50, $49.95, which is honestly a fantastic price for everything that you are getting in this boot. So, again, you know, if you had a little bit of a doubt here and there, maybe this, maybe that, you know, price is pretty convincing here. Alrighty, that's it really for the review. Let me know, guys, in the comments below what you think about these boots. Would you consider them for your work? Would you consider them for your ultimate survival? If you have any requests, drop them in the comments below. I put them all on my special to-do list, and if I get a chance, this is the priority that I try to get and do a review on. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms of America, and I'll see you guys in the next video.